Do you want to learn how to cut haircuts, how to fade like a barber does? Well, then watch this video. Like, share, and subscribe. Watch it until the end. Today you will learn how to fade like a professional barber. Watch this.
Family, welcome to a new video, a new tutorial. Today we're going to make a high face family. High face. In this case, I'm marking the first guideline with our trimmer here at a height where the edge ends family. The edge ends. We're making, just missing what is the first guideline with our trim family. I hope you stay until the end of the video so you can learn the steps that we're going to be teaching you today in this tutorial family. With the lever fully open, just a finger's length away from here, all the way to the back, we're going to create the next line, and we're going to have the line of the trimmer and the line of the steel, the lever fully open family. We do it just a finger's length away, and then we'll delete these lines. We're going to delete this line in a very easy and simple way, and I'm going to explain it. Stay until the end of the video. Well, here we've created the next line. Look, the line is straight here. The same one below and the one above is straight. Don't go too high so that it doesn't get complicated for us to fade it. In this case, I'm going to move on to the next guide number 1. We're going to do guide number 1 with the lever fully open, just like it goes. In this case, we're going to do it with guide number 1, lever fully open. We're also going to do it at a height of 1 finger at the top. We're going to take it to the back, the same way we did here just now. We always use this guide in a spoonful shape. Why? So that when we're going to eliminate this line, it doesn't get so complicated. So, and connect it to the top, that is, the part here with the top to make the connection very easily. Okay, now we have the steel for the trimmer, the steel with the open lever, and the 1.5. Let's eliminate it. We're going to start from the bottom up. From the bottom up to eliminate these lines, pay attention to the video. To eliminate this line here, the family trim line, we are going to use this same machine, but with the lever halfway. Let's put it a little bit halfway. We are going to pass it here, but we are not going to take it to the top line, but to the middle of this line, from this one to this one. Here we are going to leave it in a spoonful shape because if you use the machine all the way to the top line, what you are going to complicate is the fading, and that is where you will not be able to eliminate the line that frustrates you because you cannot eliminate the line. So the easiest thing is not to take it to the top line. Try to take it to the middle. Look, the line has already weakened as soon as I move the lever halfway. When you close the lever completely, you close it, you are only going to pass it where you saw the line from the first one, which is almost invisible, but only where you saw the trim line, so as not to complicate the fading. Look, the easiest way is to remove the trimester line. The easiest way, folks, without further ado. Okay, now we're going to remove this line here. We're going to remove this line here with this guide, the 0.5. 0.5. In this case, we're going to use the open lever, just to make it easier. Open lever. I can't use the lever halfway right away, but in this case, I'm going to explain it with the open lever. Be very careful, when you're using this guide, because it could fall. So, I'm going to pass it, but I'm not going to take it all the way to the top line, to this one, to 130, but a little lower and in a spoonful. The moment I pass the guide, I'll take it out before reaching the top. Do you understand? So, here I'm going to do the same procedure all the way to the back. And look, the line starts to weaken right away. As soon as I pass that guide, the line starts to weaken. If you see the line, you can barely see it. Look, I'm not taking it all the way to the top line. So, always cleaning downwards on the client, removing the hair that you're cutting so that you can see the fade you're making with what's left. So, now I'm going to close the lever halfway, a little halfway, and I'm going to pass it a little further down. Now, in a spoonful fashion, that line is also gradually eliminated. Little by little, the line is eliminated. Don't despair when you're doing these steps so that you get all the steps right and correct. Look how they're going. You can barely see the line anymore. You can barely see the line anymore, but there are still some details here. And we're going to correct it with the 0.5, but with the lever completely closed. There's the 0.5 to R, and I'm going to play with the tips of the machine to perfect the little line here. And we've completely eliminated that line. Look, this is a very easy tutorial. Learn these steps so you can apply them to your fades and cuts. All that's left here is the part line, the open lever steel line, which is the line that we're going to connect to the top. What are we going to do here? We're going to try to pass the highest guide to connect to the top, a guide that doesn't cut as much, but that connects to the top. So, what will that guide be? Okay, let's go. In this case, we're going to use guide number 3. I'm going to use the fully closed lever. Guide number 3, fully closed lever. We're going to use it here in a spoon shape to connect to the little part at the top, folks. Well, this was the guide indicated because there's almost no hair on the top. It's like number 4 over there. So we're going to pass guide number 3 in a spoon-like motion, and we're making the connection right away and eliminating the line that we had left there. The only line that we have left there at this moment, but we're going to eliminate that line easily. We're eliminating it now. Okay, I passed guide number 3. Now I'm going to pass guide number 2, family. Guide number 2, lever completely closed. And I pass it a little lower and in a spoon-like motion. Spoon-like motion with guide number 2, and the line is already weakening. Little by little it's weakening. You can see that we almost don't have the line there anymore. Well, family, the next step is to use 1.5. 1.5 lever completely open. What for? To eliminate this line, the line that we have left, the only line. We've already passed number 3, number 2, and now we're going to pass 1.5. It goes down from 3 to 2 to 1.5. We're going to pass 1.5 in a spoon-like motion, and here we are going to immediately eliminate this line. Look, in the shape of a spoon, very easy. Look how the line is immediately eliminated. I recommend that you always mark from the middle to the sides to have a good mark. Well, in this case I am going to apply a little water here. I am going to apply water to pass the razor blade on the lower part. Anyone who wants to apply a chevron can do so, no problem. In this case I am only using water. We mark our forehead. Here we start from the middle to one side very carefully, stretching the skin. Why do we stretch the skin? So as not to injure the client. We stretch the skin. Let's try not to go too far in that line. Here we stretch the skin and pass the razor very carefully. We stretch the skin and pass the razor. And if you can see there's no line there. Why? Because the first step I did was to blend it well with the trimmer, so that it wouldn't create more lines when I did this step with the blade. Look, it's a clear blend. Look, folks, how do you see that blending? There's the sharpness of that blending. If I want, I can apply a little bit of color. Let's apply a little bit of color so you can see it later with. There. Okay, no need to apply color, but with the airbrush. This airbrush, let's pepper it a little bit here. Just a little bit, without overdoing the pigment. We're just going to apply a little bit. We're not going to apply too much. And look at how similar it turned out, folks. If you like this video, folks, give it a like, comment, and share. Follow us for more videos. God